one working? Yes, this one is working. Finally. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I am Will, Came Back Vintage. I don't like how that moved way down there. Let's see what we can do with this. Um, Maybe I moved the button on this. Anyway, um, I have some news here, some things that I've been working on. Hey there, how are you? How was the sound now? I guess sound is okay. I can hear you now. Okay, great. Sorry, I can't see the chat because this thing is in my way. Oh my God. I was not gonna stream today, but then I was like, you know what? So much has been happening, and I want to keep you all updated on this board because I gotta tell you, this this red thing from Tasmania has really been a double, and it's been kicking my arse. Let's just say it that way, okay? I spent a lot of work on, a lot of time on it yesterday. Oh, hold on, I need to stop one thing here from going on. Okay, right. So, oh my God, what all have I done to that board? Last I left off, I was gonna change all of those um, point 0.1 UF capacitors, and I did that. I changed them all. Um, then I had no change. Okay, nothing changed on it. Then I went on and said, okay, well, let me let me keep on going. So um, now before that, what I noticed while I was taking off those actually blue capacitors, because those blue little capacitors were not made for this type of installation. This board needed all the axial capacitors, and when you go take standard capacitors like actually that are meant to actually stick up, the two holes need to be a lot closer together. Okay, and on the board here they are just way too far apart from each other, so then you end up actually spreading the legs and bending them. And what happened was that where the legs go into the capacitor, they were developing cracks there. And a lot of them cracked so much that the leg was somewhat separated from it. So when I was taking them off, they were really falling off. The actually legs were just dropping off the capacitor. So um, with that, I was glad that I went and changed them all. Okay, because it really needed to be changed. Um, Then on top of that, then I went and changed the other ones that I did not have. Luckily, I went to a bin of mine that I keep a lot of donor boards in, and I found 3 SE boards in there. So I didn't even know that I had those. So I ended up taking some of the capacitors that I needed, like that 33 or that 68 one, and some of these other weird number ones. So I went and took them off and moved them over to the actually reloaded board. And sorry, I keep on looking at the chat because it is behind this, and I need to see it. But anyway, um, with that, then I changed them, and still I had the same thing. Okay, the board would boot, but it would make me wait about 5, 6, 7 seconds with the garbage on the screen, and then it'll give me the chime, and it will boot, and it will go into it. I mean, without a problem. There were some issues with it still were not working right, but it basically worked, and that was a lot further than the owner and other people have really gotten to it. The main things I found out originally on it was, let me go to the other camera. I've got a lot of stuff here on my bench. All right, the main things I found out about this was that this BBU chip that came with it originally was bad. All right, it had a broken leg back here and 42, so it would not work. Okay, so this is from one of my donor boards. All right, then the other thing I found that there are, when this is assembled, these two resistors here should not be put on, and they were put on, and that was blocking it from booting up. This has to do with how the system allocates and uses the memory. Okay, so it they don't get populated. All right, so I took those off. Once I took those off, once I took these off and I changed this, I started getting a little bit of life out of it. Um, and in the same way, I found two broken traces. Okay, one was that we found on a stream that was a memory trace right here. Then later on, I was checking some things, and I was checking some actually resistor values for different things going into the CPU, and I come across and found another broken trace right here, and that one went from an actually resistor leg into the CPU. Okay, so I fixed that too. The other thing I did was these four sockets, and this one here for the SEC chip. I replaced them because I found that the double wipe that the wiper space in there for the spring that attaches to the leg was way too open. Okay, and then with that, then it would not be making contact. All right, because this is the sound chip, this is the LS30, and these two are the LS32 chips. And then this is the SEC. So this is for the actually serial. You got your two ROMs, your SWIM, your glue, your ADB, and your VIA. And then this is the RTC. So really, I have not changed. I mean, granted, I have salvaged a hell of a lot of chips from other boards, from those donor boards. As you can see here, I have a whole slew of them now, including a processor sitting here. Okay, so I did salvage quite a bit. I've been very busy with this. No, I did not change this one because the socket I had for it is still sitting right here. I was going to change these two, but I did not. So I only changed these four. All right. I worked on this board testing out every single chip, taking them out, swapping them with others from a different machine. I went back over every single resistor value, comparing it with another board, um, comparing it with the schematics, comparing it with the list from Kai Robinson, who actually created these boards. I even got JDW, James Wages, involved, and because we talk a lot about different things, and great resources and great actually creator of actually content. Can be a bit wordy, but it's very good. I mean, he really explains the stuff very well for everyone to know. I sat there and I watched some of it, most of his um, three-part, four-part series of actually ASE actually reloaded, for me to just make sure that I didn't miss anything. Okay, so I kept on going on it, and still the same problem. It would take a few seconds, then all of a sudden it would chime. All right, reset line would stay low. Okay, I turn it on, power is flowing, but the reset line stayed low for about 5, 6, sometimes even 7 seconds. Okay, and then all of a sudden, boom, it chimes, get my gray screen, get my pointer, and it boots up. I went as far as I changed this actually transistor here, I checked everything else and so forth. Okay, so then what did I find out? All right, well, for me to show you that, I have to go to my scope, and let's see if I can get this into view for you. Are these the good ones? Let me find another one. Okay. All right, why don't I see it now? I even went and checked capacitors. Okay, these are the capacitors that were on the board. Okay, and it's hard to see, but when I looked at these, they all said 33 UF 16 volt. It's very difficult to see over here. And it's only on some of them I could see it. Okay, yeah, there. 33 UF 16 volts under it. Okay, it's very difficult to actually see, but it does say that on it, all right? But I went and I said, okay, well, let me just check all of these, okay? And I went and tested and was looking at them. And you can't see it good on there. Let me switch cameras. I was testing them with my meter, and then all of a sudden, all of my meter readings were showing up 50, even though they were saying 33. I mean, that's hard to see. I would need to focus it, but that does say 51 on it. Okay. And every single one of them was reading 50, 50, 50, 50, even though they say on them 33. All right. So all of these here, okay, and while this one I changed already, so I knew it was a 33. Okay. But all of these other blue ones, I measure and they said 50. And I was like, something there is not right. Okay, there's no way that these should be 50. So I took one off. I measured it off out of the board and it still said 50. I put it in my tester here and it said 50. I mean, it's hard to see it without me having to focus it, but it does say 50 on there. Maybe this camera will show it better. Nah, it's not. But it does say 50. There, you see? You can see 50 on there. Anyway. So I was a crap. Okay. Well, then I went back and I looked, and they were all giving me the same thing. But then too, I was like, but when you get a kit for this, yes, they were all wrong. Not, I mean, even though the capacitors said on them 33, they all measured 50. Okay, but there's this one right here. Okay, that is a 1 microfarad, not 50, not 33. It's a 1, because when you get the kits from Console 5, which I had a bunch of them here, one is 150. And well, it's supposed to be a 1 microfarad, 16 volt, or actually 50 volt. That's supposed to go right here. And this controls the sound chip, which is here. And the sound chip controls reset. Okay, that's what drives it. So my thinking was that then, okay, well, if this was a 50 that was sitting here, it was taking a couple seconds for it to charge up, for it to get ready, and to charge up all these other ones to actually get ready, and then finally it would trigger, actually reset. Okay, so it really was a bit of a hunt of a needle in a haystack, because when I looked at them, because I looked at the capacitors over and over, because this is a board I did not do, so I have to verify and check over everything. All right, just so that I know it's been done correctly, and they all said 33, so I didn't question it. All right, I should have questioned this one, because I knew there was one on here that was an actually different value. All right, so I'll get to this board back in a few minutes. But the one thing I mean, you can see here, I took all these capacitors off. Every single one of them, there they are. Every single one of them say 33, but but register 50. So those are going in the garbage. And so is that other one. All right, so now I have one actually left over, because, like I said, there was one on the board right here that I already changed on my own. So let me put this in my bin of the other 3316s. So I have it. All right. So now the other thing I wanted to do was, because I'm running into another issue on that other board that I'll show you in a minute. But this is a working SE board. All right. I have my I have the real chassis sitting here instead of using the actually compact card. Um, so I'm gonna, but I need to run this through actually tech step. So this is tech step prototype. The other one is charging. So I'm gonna go into SE and I'm gonna connect it, terminate. So it's really some very interesting stuff that I've been finding out. Okay, so this is, I'm just waiting for it to enter. Okay, communication established. It went into there. Now, I don't know if this is something to do with the reloaded boards or maybe I have a damaged CPU. Okay, when I go here for me to verify CPU, okay, and I hit 1, it comes back and tells me Mac SE. Okay, and so I'm like, okay, well, that is correct. Okay, and this machine runs and I can boot up with it and I go into Snooper and everything passes and everything is okay. I don't get any issue problems, right? So we see this here and all the tests will pass except audio. I don't have audio connected because my cable for the audio broke, so I can't even test the audio, but I know it works. All right, so we're gonna shut this one down and we're gonna go to the other board now. All right, so here's the other board. Let's get this one all connected up. All right, well, the first thing I want to do for you,
Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
so sorry about that. That was when it fell. It actually hit that button. Um, what I want to try to do is go to this camera here. At least you can see now the screen. I'm not going to turn it on and also listen. We got chimed right away. We didn't get that actually 7 seconds or so delay. Here's my screen coming up. No more artifacts on the screen. And I should get my cursor in a second here. There it is. Okay. And all this changed after I changed the capacitors. The capacitors were the problem. Right? And I think the main one was that one that should have been a 1 microfarad that instead had a 33 installed on it, but was actually recording a 50. Okay, so there we are with that. I'm going to switch back over to the other camera. So at least now we see, I mean, I can turn this off. I'm going to put my mic right here. And there we are, see? We get the chime. Right away, we get everything, okay? So I'm going to turn it back off now because I want to go through actually tech step. Amazing, you don't expect printed caps to be the raw value. I mean, it's exactly okay. I mean, let me pull one back out of the garbage here. Not that one. Where did they go? Here. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm gonna get my bigger. Yeah, those. I got some new probes for my meter here. Some new. Oh my God, they are super sharp, and they poke me hard. Okay, so I go here to capacitor reading. Where is it? Okay. Positive, negative. Okay, just wait a second here. Here it comes. Look at that. 50, 53. The cap says 33. Okay. And if you have this in where it's supposed to be a 1, I mean, I'm surprised it did not actually fry that as a sound chip. Maybe it has, but it's still working somewhat. Maybe I can put it. Well, no, because all those other two I put in there. Oh shoot! I can't even try another one. So anyway, but you see how it just. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen that, and the thing is that these were Vishay Vishay caps that are not known to have this problem. What they say on them? Yeah, uh, Vishay caps. So it's really odd. Anyway, so we now have chime right away. We have no problem, and you can see I changed all these other capacitors. I changed them all to axials, um, and everything. So we're gonna turn on tech step. All right, I'm gonna go into SE mode, test mode. It wants me to turn on. We turn on. We terminate SCSI. Okay, so now it's gonna connect. All right, I have my screen. It's doing the RAM test. It's got 4 megs to go through. Okay, there. It entered diagnostic mode. This will change now. You see, none of that was happening before because I would have to go into the diagnostic mode manually. The caps came on the board to me, so now the owner of this lives in actually Tasmania, Australia. So I don't know where he got them from. Might have been an actually alley purchase or something, and just wrong things went because the way they were marked is not standard Vichy. I mean, it was marked with like a very white, very hard to read markings. So I don't know. I can't really tell you too much of that. So anyway, so the main thing I wanted to go here was to see is that we see. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the CPU again and verify CPU, and look at what I get. Unknown mismatch. Okay, which is very odd. I've never seen that. I need to research this and find out why this is doing it because um, it actually shouldn't. Okay, it should not be doing this. Um, but when I go and run my tests on this test mode, the sound is gonna fail. Okay, but we'll do all. See, it's running. It's busy running through all of them. It's doing sim test now, so this will take a bit longer. Point 0.5. Hey, how are you? Oh, I've made some major progress. Okay, major, major, major. 68010. Yes. And this one is a 68,000. This other one here is a 68,000. And my other working board, it is a 68,000. Some of my donor boards here, this is a 68,000, and this one I took out. Why is SCC failing now? That should not have failed. Earlier that passed without any problem. But the tech step is giving me something funky. All right, let's go back in and do it again. All right, but yeah, this has a 6810, 68010 in it. But I do have a 6800 there. But even with the 6800, when I do that, it tells me the same thing. Maybe there's a ROM and processor mismatch. Communication established. I want to go back to that SEC. Earlier, this thing was telling me pass. You see, passed. So, all right, so we'll just keep on going from there manually. We'll do SCSI. SCSI's gonna pass. See, swim, pass. Sound we're gonna skip because it's not gonna work, but I can still play it. You can hear it. But because it can't read it, it's gonna fail. So ADB. All right, so let me see here what's being said in the. That would explain the unknown. Okay. I don't know. I don't know that. I thought they were slightly different. Hello, everyone. Yep, I think the 68 was an Amiga processor. Yeah, it will work. Okay, so you test pass. So every test pass. Okay, so I'm okay with this machine now with actually this. Okay, I can put in the actually 6800. But you see, I don't know if there's a difference in the ROM. I do have other ROM that I can that is with a 6800 processor machine. Let's try it first with this ROM here and see. It might be a ROM difference. I mean, it might. I don't know much about the SE, so that's why this is my first one that I'm really working on this heavily. Would be good if I stuck in the ROM the right way. I've done that before and it didn't fry it. But the crystals need changing. This has on it a 156672, which is the same crystal it says on the board. And this one is the same one that is original. Now I miss a hole. Ay, ay, ay. Always putting it in the wrong hole. Trina would love that. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, I still got chime and everything. The chip's not burnt up. It's still heating up. Okay. I'm gonna after this. If this, I mean, you'll see what this one says, and then I'll change the ROM. Yeah, I actually missed the first hole. I went into the second hole. Let's just leave it at that. Oh my God! Now I'm getting scuzzy problem. Let's see what's in the chat. Okay, still LOL. Will come on, come on. Okay, pointer, and it's not going into diagnostic mode. Let's go into it manually then. See, now this one comes up SE. This one comes up SE. So yeah, okay. Well, that explains the mismatch then. And you're saying point 0.5. You're saying that the crystal needs to be different because the problem I was getting was that when I boot up with this CPU in it, okay, um, and I go into Snooper and I run the actually CPU test, I get all the way to the end and it will lock up. Okay, that was Martin saying, but the crystal needs changing. Okay, so at least with this CPU, I'm not getting the actually mismatch, but I'm getting another problem that it doesn't want to connect. All right, but I think I want to borrow the other ROM. Yeah, because you see, all three of these are different. This has been upped to run the actually Super Drive, or this one has been upped. I'm gonna get back to the chat in a second here. Oh, let me borrow these from this other board. I may have to ask Steve, the owner of this board, to see if he went to the upgraded processor. Now, why I'm changing all three is because there's something that I read about the Super Drive that if you put in the ROMs for the Super Drive, then you need to also change the swim. I hate these machine sockets. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll leave this chat in a second. Oh. Okay. There's a Fox 16. Yeah, well, this is what this one is. This one says this is a this. Well, this one is not the Fox. The Fox was the one that was up here. Okay, and I can't see the number on it. Okay, but I can see the 667. I can see the 667 on it, and what's supposed to be in here is a 15.6672. Okay, but I took this one off of another board. This was not the original one that was in it from the person, so maybe I gotta switch it back because I was trying everything before I changed the caps. Before I found out what the problem with this board was, I even changed the crystal, but maybe I need to change it back. Okay, so now this is 6800, and these are swim and ROMs that supposedly is for a 6800 also. So that came out of a 6800 machine. So let's see what I get here. Okay, well maybe I'll switch it and put that crystal back on. See, it doesn't want to go into test manager mode. I have to manually force it. All right, let's see what this still says. Yeah, see, it still comes up Mac SE. So the ROMs really did not make a difference. Uh, I want to see why via pass clock pass PRAM non-destructive pass SEC. Just don't know why, because I just changed processor. Now it doesn't want to connect via SCSI. So all of this, in summary, related. I mean, all this other work that I did, see pass, and SCSI passes. So why won't it connect? 6 pass. Sound is not ADB. This whole thing about that delay start turns out to be capacitors. And capacitors that were originally with the wrong freaking value. All right, so we're going to turn this off. I'm going to change that crystal. And we'll change that processor back around. Let me take these off and put them back into the other board. Bring the originals back over here. I'm going to look at chat now. Anything new? Is it seated correctly? Is what seated correctly? The Yeah, the actually caps on the caps. It said 3316, which is what the SE uses mainly. But when I tested them, they were all testing in the 50 and plus range, all of them. Even when I put it into a tester, I was getting the same thing. All right, so let's put this a known good working board back. Now we're gonna bring these chips back. All right, before I switch the processor, because now this does not have that CPU mismatch. Let me see if I can. need a mouse. See, chime right away now. What I want to do is I want to run that snooper CPU test to see if I get the same problem. Yeah, all the capacitors 0.5 they were saying on them 33, but they all tested to 50. And when the board was reloaded, the one capacitor that's right here, that's supposed to be a 1 microfarad, was also a 33/50. And this one is what controls the reset line, or controls the control goes onto the audio chip here, and that controls reset, as we know. Okay, I'm just loading up a snooper right now. CPU info. Okay, Macintosh SE 68,000. 4 megs of RAM, 8 megahertz normal. Okay, so let's go to the tests. Come on. Ah, you see? Okay, that's... See, I learned something new, guys. Thank you for telling me this about the 6810 chip. Because I was wondering why, when I went into Snooper, accelerator was automatically checked. It was sensing that it had a faster chip in it. So yeah, 0.5. I never knew that. I mean, you see, when I had the actual scope on it, I would see that the reset line would stay low even after I turned on power for like 7 seconds, and then between 5 and 7 seconds, and then all of a sudden go up high. And I think that time was what it took for the capacitors to actually fill up. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it is doing the test. All right, so I'll put the 6810 back in here, and I'm going to change that crystal and see if that's. But then it's still going to say mismatch no matter what, right? The text step is still going to say miss. It's still going to say that. I'm just wondering if that higher um, microfarad capacitor could have caused some damage to the sound chip. Because let me look at the schematic here. We'll see. You see, that is hooked up to where's the sound chip? That one. Yeah, you see, that 1 microfarad is hooked up to pin 7 on the sound chip. That's it. There's nothing else on that pin. Now, you see, I'm still locking. It's still. Let me switch screens here. You see, the pointer is stuck there. Sorry about that scanning. And my mouse is not doing anything. It's locked up. So I still got that locking up problem with this. But let's go to the other processor and see if that might solve anything. Alright, so for now let me take this tech step off of here. And the mouse is fine. All that can go. And this cable I can hide also. let's change this crystal around. Uh, I'm just reading the comments. 608. I'm running. Definitely want to make sure it is good. Um, it's booting the machine. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't. Um, maybe that's why it took some. It was waiting for that voltage to come up on that pin 7 before it would actually it would switch the actually reset up to high and allow everything to work. But I do have some other sound chips I can try. I can borrow one from another machine. All right, let me change. Let's take out this crystal. I'm gonna put the other one in. Can't really say if the crystal is faster, but that's what it came with, so we'll put that back in there because the crystal was not the problem. Need a little bit of hot air. Here it is. The ground one is always stubborn. There we go. All right, crystal is out. Get the other one. You see, I mean, up here it says 156672, but I just can't read. See, there's some extra numbers back here. Might be exact same value that I'm putting in, but at least I'm sending it back with the original crystal that came on it. I can't see the chat right now, folks, because that chassis is in my way. I'm coming. I'm coming to the chat. Okay. New one is in there. Now this board is still gonna go through the ultrasonic cleaner one more time. It's already gone through it twice. That much work I've done on it. All right, let me see here what's going on. The fact that you're able to start up is a good sign that it is probably good. Yeah, 16N has a virtual memory stack, so would it need a higher version like 7? I can run 7. I can go to a different version. Time to go, Rudy. All right, Rudy, thank you. Eventually, I'll figure it out. Yesterday, man, I tell you, man, I was so exhausted when I went to bed. I wanted to watch um Brancus's stuff, but I just passed out, man. I was so tired. I was just brain tired. Let's just say it that way. Just totally exhausted. Okay, so let's take out the 68,000. We'll put that here with my other. Yeah, I have a whole stash here that I can build a whole other SE, including a crystal. I think I have a sound chip here too, but I already tested this on this board too. So if I fried the capacitor, fried something, it would have fried that one too. I do not like these machine sockets. All right, so you're saying try a higher OS. All right, let me check my card here and switch the file around. In 1 second. I think I have a 7.1 on it. Portable. We're gonna go. I'm gonna rename this file. We'll see what it does. I may have to. All right, let's see what that one puts up. All right. Okay, chime right away now. Love it. Oh my God. You would never think that capacitors could do that, huh? Let me see how I can turn this a bit better for you to see also. See, it doesn't like this version. Oh, you know what? Let me turn off. I think it's trying to load actually extensions. I think I know why too. This is a modified. This is a modified. think it's a modified SE 755 for the SE30. Yeah, I need to use a different image. I can't use that one. Mm, all right, let's try this one here. That one that I was booting has multiple OSs on that image, but I just have to go into picker or chooser, whatever, and try to change it. Let me just make sure this loads without extensions also. Might be the same problem. Because, yeah, it's gonna be the same problem, I think. Uh-huh. Alright, I gotta use a different one again. Can't use that one. I have one on here, but it's a 7.1 for the portable. But I can use it on this also. 701 or 711, do you think? I have a 701 and a 711. Martin, which one? 711 or 701? 701, okay. Yeah, I know I need to make that stuff, but I mean, it's just, oh my God. I have some images, but there's so many made out there. I need to. I just need to get onto the talks, onto the servers, and just download what people made already. Feeling like actually Steve having to find images. I hope this one works. Oh my God, I'm just not having a good day here. Where do I have a 7.1 image on my Macintosh? 'Cause that's where I make my ROMs, and that's where I have it. You know what? No, I know where I have it. It's sitting. Hold on here. I know where it is. These are very small files. Right, HD60512. All right, let's see what this one will do. I've made so many different installs. I don't know where they all are. And the thing was that I had a lot of those things on my shared drive on my network, and that drive crashed, so I lost a lot of my stuff. So that pissed me off, and I haven't made new ones yet. But if you have a made up and you would like to share, I would be open arms for me to use them. Is this gonna give me the same problem? This shouldn't. Why is this? Could be actually extensions, yes, but I am not having a good day with this image crap. Let's try this one now. Oh my God! If this doesn't work, I mean, I have some that are very good images, but the thing is that I need to through Picker, I need to use or choose or whatever it's called on there. I need to select which one is going to boot. I mean, it has all the different versions on it. This is 701 now. I know this is 701. It's going to give me the same problem. See, it's not liking, there's still something wrong with this board, or it could be the processor. Yeah, I just changed the processor. Uh-huh. It doesn't like that processor. Does not like either that processor is damaged or it doesn't like it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I need to. By the way, I did order a capture device to help me with the screen with this flickering because I don't know. I mean, is there a way I can? But I thought there was a way I can change this on the camera by switching the. Yeah, I'm gonna run Snooper now. I wish I could get rid of that bar for you, but I don't know. I did. I mean, I do have this camera set up as actually 50 megahertz, but that's in actually OBS. That's OBS. Maybe if I switch it on off. All right. So uh, see, so accelerator's off. CPU is there. If we just run the CPU test. Don't think it likes this 10 processor. Or like what point five says, I mean, or was it you that, I mean, maybe the crystal needs to bump up a little bit, that this is a stock crystal in it. I'm still amazed at the caps. That the whole issue was caps, and specifically one cap. It passed. Look at that. So definitely something wrong with that actually 10 processor. I never got it to come back up and say actually okay. I remember something. Snooper 2 didn't work well on 608 because I ran across that different. You see here how it's taken a lot more longer under 608. That there's actually memory tests which just fly. So and it's right. Maybe that Snooper 2.0 doesn't work well with 608. I remember we changed. We also changed the crystal and brought it to the other one. So, but I think this board is good now. I think this board is good. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this board, the owner of it sent it to various people. It went to back and forth quite a bit, and there's a lot of talk on it on the forums, and no one got it to work until now. That's the one thing about me. When I get a board from someone and I didn't do the work, I check it thorough. This one I can skip because we know that one's gonna pass. Is it gonna let me go on to the next? Probably not. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Okay, so everything passes, Martin. 755 booted on this. Yeah, I'm running 755 on this. Surprised that's what came up. Yeah, 755 came up, but it's. I think this is good. Probably too much for the poop machine. Hey, it's running. I mean, it's that means if this one booted, those other images should actually boot now. And there's a better image I would like to try on this. So give me 1 second here. Let me switch back to that one because now we solved this processor problem. This one. Oh, I know why 7.5 booted because that was the next one in line. The one I had originally didn't boot, which was ID 6, so it booted ID 5. Alright, so now this one should boot. I'm still so amazed that it was caps that was my booting issue. And caps that were marked improperly. Don't know if this will load because I'm not bypassing extensions. Come on, come on. I think it's still loading 755 though. Yeah, I need to bypass extensions for now. Why are the others not showing up? I probably have some corrupted images because they're not showing up. They should be showing up here. Anyway, it's work. I mean, it's I have my SCSI probe here somewhere. I'm just trying to find it because it should see those other images I have. Anyway, all right. So the good thing is that we have this machine running. All right. So I wanna let me turn this back around this way because I'm gonna bring back tech step now and see what that tells me. Because one, I was having that problem with it wanting to automatically connect. All right, so we're back at this. On terminate. Dog is ready to go out and go to go to my mom's house and play. Communication established. Great, it's working. The only one that's not going to work is the sound. CPU is bad. This is the one that came with it. So we had a bad BBU and a bad CPU. If I'm not mistaken, I think some of these that he sent me to are bad. But oh boy, come on, come on, come on! Don't you fail anything? I know sound will fail, but that's not connected. Pass, SCSI test, pass. Sound is gonna fail. I'm surprised I'm still awake. Been in bed by 8 p.m. most nights. Wow, you're still up? Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah, I expected the CPU is bad. That tech step setup is super cool. Yeah, tech step is great, man. I mean, it really helps. Sound failed, but I'm gonna now. This is the older version. This was the first actually prototype Max made, so that's why it looks different than the ones that are shipped. All right, so sound failed, so we're gonna skip that, and we're just gonna test ADB manually. Hi there, Sherry. Test passed. And Keith, the one of yours that's on the way to you, um, tracking has been updated. So it's last I checked it yesterday, it was in actually Chicago on the way up to you. I don't know where it is today. I did not look at the tracking today yet. Okay. So Martin, let me ask you, you have nice good images made up that you're willing to share with me? If so, you can send them to kmacvintage at gmail.com. I would love some help with some images. I really suck at making that. I mean, I'm not a software person with operating these machines and using them and knowing the ins and outs of the software. But give me the hardware. I will be very happy with that. Oh, hey there, Craig. Okay. I'm not sure which ones are which. Did y'all fix your actually streaming issue? And did y'all give it are thinking about trying StreamYard or the Streamlabs? So we have another board done. Now, surprisingly, folks, this person in actually Tasmania. All right. Um, let me let me get something here. Not only did he send me this SE for me to work on because we're looking at those other solutions you actually suggested. Okay, great. Martin here too was a very good person about Streamlabs. I don't know, you're still into that, Martin, but he actually helped Dave, and that set up very well with that. My ISP texted me saying they had detected problems with our TV internet service that day, so no surprise. Oh, okay. So Steve from actually Tasmania, Australia, sent me this board, and like I said, this board went. He actually did the work, could not get it to work. Hammered at it, sent it to a couple different people. They couldn't do anything. It went back to him, and then he sent it to me now, and I'm glad to say it's working. So I'm very happy with that. But at the same time, he sent me a bombed, damaged SE30 that I reloaded and is now in this. Oh, yeah, this is my ROM too. I took out the memory. Um, yeah, but doesn't actually Streamlab have a free option also? But you're limited to how many guests can be in. A StreamYard too is the same way. Now I do know StreamYard's prices have gone up too. If you do buy the package. So Steve sent me a bombed SE30, and I did the reload for him, and this board works. And he sent me a CI that was bombed, and I reloaded that. Well, it wasn't bombed; it just wasn't working well, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was actually wrong with it. So, in other words, I did my first. This is my first 2 CI reloaded that I did, and this works. This board too was kicking my arse. Um, Before I get to that, a couple nice things about this actually 2 CI reloaded. You can put a ATX 20 pin connector here, and there's a transistor you got to put there. I think it's a 2N3904 or 4401, or is it 02? One of those you can put there, and then you can power this with the ATX instead of using the power supply from here. You can use a 4-pin RTC dip on it instead of this PLCC. You can put a different type of crystal on it, just a different package. It is still the same value. Okay. But I thought actually StreamYard, okay, not actually Streamlabs, StreamYard allowed more. Yeah, I'm very happy that I got that fixed. I mean, that was a really challenging, and in one way, I actually loved it. That's why yesterday I was just so dead tired. I mean, I was just brain dead. Um, but I loved the challenge. I mean, I was getting closer and closer and closer and closer each step, each day, until I finally got there. And the other thing that this board allows you to do is, instead of a ADB that is a PLCC socket, it allows you to use the ADB that is one of these. One of these here is the ADB. Where is it? I think it's this one. So I could take the ADB of a SE and they go there. See, same thing with the RTC. I have a RTC here that I could end up putting there instead of this one. So when actually Max made this board, he did make some changes on it that were very nice, very nicely done. So for Tasmania, as you can see, I am 3 for 3. So that is very nice. I love that. I actually love those odds. So um, I do need to ultrasonic clean the CI again and this SE, but the SE30 is fine. So for Steve, I'm done. Just need to clean them and then get them ready to go home. Chip is done. And the only one I still got left is this. Let's see here. I would never think of checking caps. Yeah. It's just that was the only thing I had left. Okay, that was. I mean, I did everything else on that board, Martin. I mean, I checked every chip, as you can see here. I mean, I took chips off of another board, off a donor, and swapped them around, and the same thing. So I actually eliminated chips. I eliminated all of the actually resistors because I checked those like 4 times. I I I replaced all of the small little, very low value capacitors to the proper ones, to the axials. So eliminated that problem. I found two actually broken traces. Found that those two actually resistors put on that should not have been put on. And really, it was fixing that memory trace, and those two resistors got me booting at least. Oh, and the damage chip. But anyway, um, to go to here, what this is. Um, so expensive, especially if they are labeled correct. What is expensive, especially if they're labeled correct. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, all those capacitors were labeled 33. They were, but again, he had one in the wrong place, and that one is the key one because that's the one that provides the power signal um, to the audio chip. And like what point 5 says, that audio chip monitors all of the railings, all the rails of power. And if they're not good, it's not going to raise that actually, it's not going to raise pin 5, which is the actually reset. Okay, so anyway, what this is here is this guy. I mean, I've done boards for him actually before. Yeah, having 3 boards repaired. Yeah, well, I mean, 2 of them are actually reloaded. So that's. I mean, I charge 175 for that. Okay, I'm not gonna hide that. I charge low because I want people to actually do it. I want people to get a board reloaded. If I charge too much, okay, what do you think someone's gonna do? I mean, like actually Yope here, okay. Let me put this aside. Like, I have some more boards from him here that are not working. Although even though this board looks amazing, he wants it reloaded. So I will reload it. Same thing with this one here. He couldn't get it to work or something, and he wants it reloaded. Well, there are some botches on it here that I see, so he wants it reloaded. But you see, if someone has a battery bomb board, here's another one of his. So he sent me four SE30s. Okay, so now he wants all of these actually reloaded, which I'll do. But imagine if this board was bombed, okay, and actually you had it. I mean, if I was to charge $250, $300 for me to do and actually reload it, are you gonna do it? I mean, you can probably buy a board for actually that as your money, right? I mean, plus you got to ship it to me, and then I got to ship it back to you, and I got to do all the work, and you end up, I mean, paying quite a bit more for the board. So that's why I don't charge too much on it. Like I said before, I'm not in this for me to make money, just to keep me busy and to fix these things for a few people, which is what I enjoy doing. Um, and I learn buttload of stuff, man. I mean, geez, I've been learning a lot from it. So anyway, this is what I have left. So I'm gonna be starting these soon. Um, that's three that I still need to actually reload for this person. Okay, so each one takes me about 4 hours. Um, so yeah, the actually black ones are nice with the gold pads, but the thing is that the gold, um, most of it's gonna get covered with actually solder. You're not gonna see the gold unless, oh, the only place you'll see it is at the bottom. But even so, a lot of it's gonna get covered with actually solder. Okay, I mean, if you want to see gold, this is one of this is one of his boards that I've done already. Okay, and yeah, there's some gold that you still see in all the vias, but everything else that has been soldered is covered. Okay, so it's only in some places that you still see some actually gold. Okay, now normally my boards reloaded are purple, but this person send me boards. Okay, so his charge is going to be a lot less because I'm not providing the board. All right, so here is his boards that he wants me to transfer the stuff to. And yes, it's all gold, but in the end, most of this is going to get covered. Okay, most of that gold color you're not going to see. So is it still worth it? So I've already done one of his boards. This was the donor board that I moved over. What was this, the donor? Yeah, well, yeah, because this one was the one that he sent me a bunch of extras on it. So, um, three, yeah. So one is done already for him. What I mean by extras is that he sent me a whole bag full of parts. The gold ones are getting popular, but I mean, it's you're not gonna see. I mean, majority, 90% of it's gonna get covered. I mean, the only thing you'll see still is, and I still need to send this through the ultrasonic cleaner. It's where I don't solder and all the vias that you will still see gold. Okay, let me. Okay, yeah. So you see, so that's the only place that you still see the gold. I mean, everywhere else it's been covered. On all the chips, it's been covered. And then when you put in sockets, it's even more. You're not going to see them. See, now you will see it on the bottom, but like here on the CPU where I had the solder, you're not going to see the gold at the PDS slot. All here, you're not going to see it. So yeah, you still see it in all the vias, and where something is not soldered, but that's it. Gold. Anyway, so I have one of his done. So this will be my next thing to tackle is to. But I think that before I tackle this, I have to make some things that I need. Uh, Move all this out of the way. All right. Okay. So that board is crusty. Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the ones that I transferred for him. This is a working one now, but I do need to send it to the ultrasonic cleaner. So one of his is done. Okay, so I need to. One of the things I need to do is I need to make memory. Um, but before that, I do need to clean up my desk too. I got so much stuff here, all of this SE stuff, and I need to get rid of. I need to back them up. I've got a couple different SEs down here that I had to take off the shelf and open up and use as testing machines. Um, these were these were two of my donor boards. Yeah, so here's one of my donor boards. I took some stuff off of, and then this is another one. This one was battery bombed, but I was able to salvage quite a bit of stuff. This I can't salvage these three here, but I can salvage that sound chip. Sound chip for sure I can salvage. Some other things on here I can salvage. This one was another one. This I can still salvage a lot of stuff off of it. I already took some things off, but so those were my donor boards. I have a bin there full of donor boards, but anyway, what else is here? Scotland has a nasty tropical storm hitting them overnight. Oh, quick, quick actually disappearance. Who's disappearing? But anyway, folks, that was what I wanted to actually mention, to show was my actually success with that essay. So you all have no idea how actually thrilled I am with that. Wait, what was that brainstorm chip we saw? Brainstorm chip. 100 mile per hour winds hitting Scotland. Wow. Oh, I'm tired. Anyway, yeah, up there you see where I keep a lot of my computers, and there are two empty spots right there and right there. Those were the two SEs that I had to take off. Take I had to take down for me to work on, for me to use as test machines. So they're back. They're down here. I need to put them back together and get them back up there, and do some other little things. But anyway, um, that's it. I wanted to do on this stream, guys. Unless y'all have some. Oh, I got a lot of different ones up here. There's a lot of stuff you can't even see here. Um, Out of the camera view. I could do this. See up there. There's a lot of other ones. If it will focus. This room here used to be my son's actually playroom, so that's why there's still funky curtains, guys. So please don't mind that. But up there, I got some stuff, and then up here too. And then down there, I got quite a few things. Down there, a couple little things. There on my table, I have a quarter 950 sitting there. Um, my molar Mac is down over here, still in pieces. Right there. That's the molar Mac. Over there, I got a bunch of things too. So anyway, a lot of stuff in here. Too much stuff. Too much stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure why there was a brainstorm chip in one of those donor boards you were just looking at. Looked like an accelerator chip or something. Oh no, you mean that actually BBU chip that was in that actually square socket PLCC socket. That is standard on the actually SE. That's the actually BBU chip. All of the all the SEs actually have it. I didn't have any other accelerator. The only accelerator card I've been working on, um, the only accelerator card I have is the one that actually Joaquim gave me when I was in when we met in actually VCF, which is this one, which is also for the SE, but I don't have the actually FPU on it. But um, he actually ordered the boards and actually built it. He didn't have the CPU on it. I put that on, um, but he could never get it to work. So then he gave it to me over at VCF, and he was like, "Here, can you see what you can do with it?" So basically, I found some legs on these pallet chips that were not soldered. So once I soldered that and I put on this, now I can put this into an actually SE, and it will and it works. Okay, so now this is the same card that actually MacFX is selling now too. I mean, it is a open it is a project. It's an actually recreation of the card, and you can download the Gerbers off actually Bolt's page, and if you can source the chips and all that, and you can get your own boards and build it and so forth. So, um, but yeah, they are a bit expensive to actually source the chips. So this is a performer. It's for the it can be configured to work for the Plus, the Classic, and the SE. So um, on a SE, it just goes right there, and that's it. And it will boost it up. But I can add the actually FPU. If I add that, it will run even better. If you were talking about that brainstorm chip, maybe it was this that you saw, because every actually SE has it. Hey Frank, how are you? Yeah, that one has been in the. I mean, it's this card has been made a while ago. I mean, Bolt did this a while ago, but the thing was that it was a bit hard to source the stuff, and a lot of people couldn't get it to work. Mine just swaps out on the processor as a drop-in card. Oh, you mean basically it's something. It is like a hat that goes over this. I have one other board here too that. Let me get it for 1 minute. This says. Let me zoom out a little bit more because this is interesting. Even all right. This is a 128 board, but this came from, oh god, the guy that ran Sun Remarketing and recently passed away, and his son was clearing out their shed and selling out a lot of the stuff, and this came from them. It's a I need to do some fixing on it. I do need to try this out too. It's supposedly some. prototype memory card before they became more easier. Um, Spies. This is from Spies Laboratory. Um, Mega Mac. I guess it changes this 128 into a 1 meg machine. All the RAM was taken out from here, and these were changed, and then these here. But a lot of these pins are bent, so I need to straighten them back up so that I can go in here. I'm not sure if it even works. There's been some modification done to the ROMs too, because I see a pin lifted. And this is wired in directly into the board. Yeah, so sorry, I was just reading the chat. So these things are wired directly in. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a one. Okay, a sticker's gone from it, but it is a 128 board. This is not a 512, and it ups the RAM up to actually 1 meg. Very dirty here. So it looks like there is another slot here for something. But yeah, this is supposed to fit in right here. These 3 chips then are here, and the chips are moved to up here. I haven't tried, I haven't done nothing with it yet. I do need to see if I can get this to work. But for that, I need to straighten up all these pin legs, and hopefully they will not snap. If they do, then I need to try to find these sockets and actually replace this, and then I can snap it in and try it. I only paid like, 50 bucks I think for this, but I haven't tried it yet. Could it be for SCSI? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 40 pin. Not enough. Um, because SCSI is actually 50. So I do see some other things, some other modifications on the ROM here. Um, there is a bent pin, and then from this it is soldered and jumped over to this pin. So there is a modification on that ROM also. So I really don't know much about this at all. So it would be something neat to actually try. I can't even read the memory that's on here. These are 256K chips. These are actually Hitachi. So not all is memory. I think the actual memory starts here. These two are not. These first 2 chips are not memory chips. There's a PAL there, and then the memory ends. It goes on. It ends all the way to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 chips, yeah. And these 2 would be the 2 that were here. And this looks like this is where it plugs into the memory of the whole board. Okay, this was where the memory chip was. So one day I'll try this. I'll see what I can do with it. It'll be interesting to actually try. Oh, I'll have to go look at the actually Adrian's video. See what he has. Now you want to see the interesting thing that I find here? This says up here use 128K. But look at what is written here on the side. I mean, oh yeah, this is a sticker. So anyway, that's an interesting board to try to work on one day. So now I am. Oh my God, y'all have no idea how much stress I feel have gone away from me with that SE. I mean, that was really a challenge, but that's what I like. Anyway, folks, I don't really have much else right now because I mean, pretty soon I gotta run over to my mom's house for a bit, visit her for a bit, and discuss some things and that. And then I think tonight I am gonna take it easy, maybe watch some TV that I haven't watched in weeks or something. I don't know if anyone is streaming tonight. I don't know, but I do need to. I do need to make some memory. I have my boards already here for me to make some, and I need to get some because the actually store is all out of memory. So I do need to make some. But tomorrow, I think on Dave's stream, I will start one of these SE30s reloaded ones. It takes me about 3.5, 4 hours, so it wouldn't be too bad if I can get at least one of them done tomorrow. Then at least two more for that one client. Then I have most of the things done. Um, Martin, can you try to get some sleep? Um, I mean, I know you don't sleep too much. It's all right, Frank. It's all right. I mean, it was a very last minute stream. I was just so happy about my success with that SE board, so I was just wanted to actually share it with everyone. Um, Vernon, thank you for watching. I am glad you find it interesting. That's what I like. Um, and give me a thumbs up and help me grow the channel. Mo Martin, you know what happened? Funny. Remember that day that the channel got bumped up to 700 or 701? Then the next day it actually dropped back down to 694. And I think right now I don't even know where my phone is. Oh, it's out there charging. I don't even know what I'm at now, and I don't think it is still 700. So anyway, folks, I will not stream tonight anymore because I am tired still too. And tomorrow 699. Okay, all right, we need one more. Yeah, some people. I tell you that video that Colin did. This does not compute about the two SI and the LC power supply boards has really been a great thing because a lot more people came and subbed, and I sold out of those things in like, I mean, 3 hours. I didn't have a lot to begin with. I do have more PCBs, but I didn't have all the ends I needed. The actually ATX connector. They're in Miami to fly down to Cayman on actually Monday, and then hopefully by Thursday I will have them once they clear customs. Then I can make some more, and I do have 50 more of each of those boards ordered because I think those actually power supply boards are going to sell good. So if you haven't seen the video yet, go to This Does Not Compute, and you can watch the video there of what the two SI and LC power supply boards are. Beyond that, folks, thank you for helping me reach 700. Now I need to reach 1,000. So that's actually 300 more to go. So slowly but surely we will get there. Thank you for watching, guys. And tomorrow I'll be on Dave's stream for a while. I do want to get one of these boards done, and we'll see how the day goes. Okay. All right, folks. Y'all have a great evening or morning or night, whichever one you are, part of the world, and we'll see you all later. Alrighty. Bye bye.